a multitude of different array options that we have. So this was a barn in the local area where, the farmer wanted to, have production.
A new program called Solarize Lexington will help give households access to discounted wholesale rates up to 20% off through bulk purchase. That's in addition to federal tax credits worth about 30%.
And we know it's an important, financial investment.
Jeff Nazarko is with Solar Energy Solutions, the local contractors who were selected from a bid process as the installer. He says the benefits include potentially reducing energy bills, increasing property value, and supporting local jobs. The city tells me more than 160 homeowners have already filled out interest forms since the program was announced last Monday.
Solar is definitely something that our residents in Lexington are interested in, and they have already proved that.
Once you expressed interest, sales reps are looking for things like the direction your roof faces, how much shade there is, and the amount of available space on your roof for solar panels to see if you're a good candidate.
We see customers from across the gambit, anyone from wanting to have a little bit more energy independence to those who are on the progressive side, who do want to offset their carbon footprint and go green for the good of it.
There is also limited funding available for low to moderate income homeowners, allowing more accessibility for those seeking to invest in renewable energy. In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.